A very good morning to my dear students of class ninth. I welcome you all to this new class of social science 2, where we are beginning with chapter 2 of economics, people as a resource or people as resource. Children, the chapter is majorly divided into two parts. Number 1, we will see introduction and overview of the chapter, and then we will see economic activity. Now, let us see the overview of the chapter. Now, population, which is considered to be an asset for the economy rather than a liability. Children, asset and liability, you should understand the meaning of these two words first of all. An asset is something which you consider to be, your strength, your power, which is fruitful, but liability is a burden, your responsibility towards it, your a burden towards something. Therefore, population as resource is a way. When we say population as a resource, we mean that it is a way of referring to countries' working people. Okay, suppose there is one poor man, which who lives in a family of 9 or 10 members including him. He is the only person who is earning, who is a rickshaw puller. How much he is going to earn, children, every day? But he has to feed his entire family. Now if I ask you this question, that uh, out of all 10 members of the family, 10 members of the family, which person of the family is a resource and who are a liability? You will definitely and instantly answer that the rickshaw puller is a resource and the others who are not working are liability. Now, children, there are other complications in this chapter where a 3-month-old baby cannot go and earn, while a class 6 student cannot go and earn. For example, you all, since you all are children, you people are not a liability because your work is to study. Therefore, people as a resource is a way of referring to a country's working population or working people in terms of existing productive skills and abilities. Productive skills means a person who is going for work and earning. Obviously he is adding on to some production. Maybe he is into some kind of activities of banking, teaching, services, he is rendering some services. Of course they are productive skills, right? The next point in the chapter says the positive side of a large population is, children, when we have a large population, we have a positive side which is often overlooked. Now, the negative side is problems of providing food, education, and access to health facilities. Isn't it, children? For example, if we talk about India, population is increasing again and again. What are the common problems of increasing population? Of course, food, clothes, shelter, health, and hygiene. All these are problems for overpopulation, right? The next point in the chapter is investment in human capital. What do you mean by investment in human capital? Who is considered to be human capital? We have discussed capital, something which you are investing in. We humans are considered as resource. Now, if I tell you, as taken into your consideration, what investment are your parents putting in yours, your side? What investment are they putting in? Your parents are investing in your education and your well-being, that is in terms of health and safety. Plus your education is your parents investment, right? So investment in human capitals refers to education, training of different work, then children medical facilities, health, hygiene, etc. Now, this investment will definitely give you a return, like in a return. Suppose you are investing in your children, good education, good health. Your child will be a healthy person after 25 years. and he will be more educated. Now, how your investment is going to be fulfilled? When he is going to work in a big multinational company, he is going to get good amount of work, and then you are getting returns of your investment. That is why a country's investment in human capital is definitely health, hygiene, education on top. If a person is not educated, if a person is not healthy children, the person is a liability then. Okay, I'll give you two cases, children. Suppose person A is thoroughly educated but is always, bedridden, always. And person B, who is lesser educated than person A but very fit, fine. Who will be considered a liability, A or B, and who will be considered an asset, A or B? I leave it up to you. With this question, you need to drop in your answers in your comment section. I will wait and I will see who answers to this question. Whether person A is an asset or person B. Whether person A is a liability or person B. Now this question is for everybody and I will be waiting for your answers. On this note, we finish the introduction of the chapter. In the next class, children, we will continue the chapter further. All right. Now let's all just finish the class, but I will be waiting for your responses. Thank you so much, children. Till then, have a great day and keep studying. Bye bye.